It's a great honor to be with you all today. I thank QuantInsti for giving me this opportunity to talk to you all. First, let me start by congratulating you all for completing a difficult program in quantitative trading. I'm sure you guys have picked up quantitative trading for a purpose. As Deepa was mentioning, your reasons for picking up quant trading could be multiple, but I'm sure you have been able to meet those requirements of what you had set for yourself and have been able to successfully complete this program. I'm not sure how many of you are seriously contemplating a career in quantitative trading. It's important for all of you to understand the ecosystem of markets, not just the interplay of demand and supply, orders, trades, volatility, and what have you. The market microstructure is constantly evolving to accommodate emerging trends in trading technology. However, the larger ecosystem has been extremely slow in understanding the role of quants, and it's definitely a little suspicious of what quant traders are up to. From the beginning of trading, human traders have always intuitively analyzed various inputs and took their trading decisions accordingly. Advent of computers and ability to look through myriad data points and to identify patterns change the face of trading forever. As I mentioned earlier, the larger ecosystem is still finding it difficult to digest the presence of quantitative trading techniques. This is reflected in series of debates in market circles and in the media. Regulators have been circumspect in their approach to quantitative trading. While most regulators have done their own research and have understood the impact of quantitative trading on the market microstructure, they have to necessarily take into consideration the general public opinion. Regulators have been consulting the markets on the steps, if at all, they have to take in regulating algorithmic trading, and in particular HFT, which is seen as a big thing which most people seem to be not understanding. I presume significant chunk of the batch of students passing out today are from India. All of you have seen similar consultation happening in India just about a few months back, and our regulator SEBI has come out with some conclusions and some action points, some of which have already been implemented, some are still being looked into, and the policy framework is being put in place. Some of you might wonder why I'm bringing up regulatory issues before you. I strongly believe that there is a role for each of you to play in shaping the future of quantitative trading and in ensuring that larger ecosystem understands the role of quantitative trading in imparting liquidity to the markets. As I mentioned earlier, regulators do understand the quantitative trading, but they have to reckon the general public opinion while writing whatever rules and regulations they have to write to maintain the sanctity of the markets. Therefore, it is important for quant industry not just to react to market consultations by the regulators, but actively participate and put forth benefits of quantitative trading in improving liquidity and reducing volatility. It is important that this engagement is ongoing and embraces various media to mold the public opinion. It is all the more important in a country like India, where there are significant amount of myths surrounding trade equity markets themselves. And add to that, if you bring in computers, which again, there is some amount of adoption which is happening post the mobile revolution, but still there is a significant chunk of population which thinks that anything computer driven could be manipulated. There are obviously significant preconceived notions which have to be tackled so that the quantitative industry can flourish and go from strength to strength. Already we have seen a significant amount of activity happening here. Close to about 25 to 30% of the trading activity is coming from co-located servers within our exchange. So it's an important task for all of you to take seriously and ensure that the quant trading goes mainstream. Opinion makers, public figures need to be made aware of role of quantitative trading in building liquid and robust markets. That brings me to the second point of my talk. India is a vast country with huge population. The economy is doing very well, and Indian markets are one of the better performing markets around the world. Participation levels have been increasing, though a lot more can happen. We're a 130 crore population country. Anything so far about 2.5 to 3 crore people are accessing the market directly, and possibly if you take the indirect route, maybe another couple of crores would be in the market. But a lot more can happen. Having said that, we have been able to put together world-class trading and settlement infrastructure over the last couple of decades in India. We have been able to quite successfully build vibrant and liquid markets in a few asset classes like equities and equity derivatives. But there are a number of asset classes where there is a lot of work to be done. We are still not at the place where we would want to be in terms of FX derivatives, interest rate derivatives, commodity derivatives. We're still struggling to build liquid markets with widespread participation in those markets. Indians have always been excellent traders. Go to any trading desk anywhere in the world, and you will find Indian traders manning the important portfolios. They are at the cutting edge of technology and trading. But most of the traders within the country generally tend to be trading intuitively. They go by their own instincts and do not really use too much of technology, too many tools. They just go by the intuition and what they get. That could be because of various reasons. One, the access to technology, access to tools is not that widespread in India. How do we take the culture of quantitative trading techniques to people who have the ability to understand the market, the ability to trade, but are not able to really get the benefit of quantitative techniques? This number is not small. There are a large number of traders in this country who would be benefited if relevant tools, techniques are provided to them. Well, all of you embark on your own quantitative trading journey. Think of ways in which some of the principles you have mastered in the course could be converted into simple tools, apps, which could be used by other traders in executing their own trading strategies. App-based software is the in thing. A lot of people who otherwise wouldn't have had access to internet are accessing the internet through mobile. And apps are the best way to really reach out to some of these guys. And some of the tools are amenable for apps. While I fondly hope that all of you make a mark for yourself in quantitative trading field, I urge all of you to look beyond building your own career to see if you can come out with some trading solutions, apps that would spawn trading interest in traders who are less endowed than you. Wider participation expands the frontiers of the markets. As you may be aware, India is either a large consumer or a large producer of a number of commodities. But unfortunately, in most of the cases, India is a price taker and not a price setter. Indian Prime Minister some time back talked about India as a price setting market. How do we get there? Only way is to build liquid and vibrant markets with wide participation. But how do we get those liquid markets in asset classes that are critical for Indian economy and where Indian consumers dominate? Obviously, awareness and access have to be improved significantly. Even with improved awareness and access, you need to get somebody to kickstart the initial liquidity. It won't materialize on its own. Liquidity never comes, right? Most of you are aware of that. That's where market makers step in. I've seen some of the large quant players making markets by putting their enormous analytical firepower to the task. I'm not saying quantitative trading is the answer for creating liquid markets. There are 100 other things which need to be done in terms of policy framework, taxation, cost of capital, cost of trading itself. There are multiple things which need to fall in place. But quantitative traders could be the rainmakers. Liquid, transparent markets in agricultural commodities, base metals, etc., have potential to transform the lives of millions of farmers and small entrepreneurs, giving a huge boost to the Indian economy. The transformational impact of large sections of rural economy gaining traction on the back of transparent pricing for some of the goods they produce and trade is bound to be enormous. Large chunks of Indian population could come out of poverty. Rural economy spending power could propel Indian economy into the orbit of developed economies pretty soon. The limited point is there's a lot you guys can do while building a successful career for yourself. So look at the big picture and act. Don't be constrained by narrow day-to-day issues. That brings to the last point in my talk. Building a successful career in any area means a lot of hard work and discipline. Success is not going to come to you on a platter. There will be failures. The strategies you dream of may or may not work. There could be 100 reasons why the strategies may not work. You might have overlooked a specific component or an input. The ecosystem has moved against you. While you thought ecosystem would go in a particular direction, it might have moved a completely different direction. And then there is always the element of luck. Don't be afraid of failures. Every failure teaches you a lesson. To try and learn from every single failure, to try and get the little things right, then the big things fall in place automatically. Believe in yourself and stay true to your passion. Well, that's a lot of mumbo jumbo, right? The bottom line is be happy, be yourself, be with your family and friends. That's it. I wish you all every success you desire and all the happiness you deserve. Thank you all and thank you, QuantInsti. Thanks.